Welcome to the Mindset Chick podcast. If you are looking to stop settling and want to gain the clarity and confidence to manifest the life and biz of your dreams, then this show is for you. I'm your host, Kristi Dear, sharing with you simple yet powerful and effective mindset tips that will allow you to attract more abundance, prosperity, and success into your life. So get ready, get excited, and let's go manifest some amazing things together. Welcome back to the Mindset Chick podcast. I am so happy to have you here. And today I want to talk with you about what do you do when everything is just getting on your nerves and you feel like nothing's going right. And you just feel like you're not in a good mindset. And even when you try to be, little things are constantly testing your patience. Well, that's what happened to me recently. And I'm sitting here, I actually had to laugh about my day. Like it was one thing after the other. And I was like, you know what? It's either like I get really upset or I just laugh about it. Take a step back, say, okay, what's going on here? I need to stop the momentum train with frustration. I need to just take a breath and not let it affect me anymore and realize not every day goes as planned. And that's okay. It happens to me. It might have happened to you. I'm sure it has, because I feel like we've all gone through this. I was texting with some friends today and just sharing with them, like it was literally like one thing after the other that happened. And they said that they felt like that too, that maybe there was something in the air. There was so many things that they felt like they had to do, so little time. And then little things were just getting on their nerves. And I said, you know what? I think that this is a sign that I need to talk about this on my podcast, right? Because even when you are doing things to get in the right mindset and you're doing your magic 5 and you're doing affirmations, some days can really test your patience and some days can get on your nerves, and sometimes you just wake up and you feel annoyed and you don't know why. So I'm going to share with you some tips and things that I do to kind of get out of that funk or out of that mood, switch the direction, the momentum of the thoughts, and, get back on track. But before I do, we're going to start with our August mantra. So if you're in a place where you can close your eyes and feel into it, if not, that's okay. But you can repeat after me. I am a powerful manifester. I can manifest whatever I desire. I choose to love and value myself. I choose to let go of any judgments towards myself or others. I choose to live in faith, not fear. I choose to believe that the universe is abundant and abundance is my birthright. I choose to expect the best out of this day and all my days moving forward. And so it is. So that's interesting that mantra at the very end said, I choose to expect the best of this day and every day moving forward. And then maybe something happens like it did in my day that I'm going to share with you. And maybe you have a day where you're like, I'm going to say this mantra and I'm going to expect the best. And then frustrations happen. You hit every red light. Oh my gosh. Have you ever been there? You hit every red light and you're like, what is happening? Okay. Maybe your kids are testing your patience. They're moving really slow when you're trying to get out the door and you're like, we have to leave. And they're like, it's like they're literally like walking so slow, but every other time you're like, slow down, stop jumping around, be still. Right now, they're moving like snails, right? So it's like all these little things to test your patience. But then again, it could be a blessing in disguise. I mean, maybe if you didn't hit that red light, maybe there would be something on the other side. Maybe you would have gotten into an accident. Maybe the red light was there to prevent you from something. I've heard this before. When you pray for patience or you pray for strength or you pray for compassion or understanding or to be more loving, it's not that God just hands you, here, I'll just allow you to be more loving. Here, I'll just give you patience. The universe just drops it in your lap. No, but when you pray for those things, I believe that the universe gives you experiences, like situations in your life that will allow you to be patient. So it's like you're running late, you hit every red light. The person in front of you driving down the road is going really, really, really pokey. Your kids are moving slow. Maybe you're calling somebody on the phone, a customer service agent, and they're talking really, really slow. And you're like, oh my gosh, I got a million things to do, right? So those are the times in your life when you're given that experience to learn how to be more patient, to learn how to have more compassion, to learn how to say, okay, I'm going to take a deep breath, take a step back, and come back to that situation. To, be able to lead more with love, compassion, understanding, and patience versus anger, frustration. And that can lead to, yelling at people and jumping down somebody's throat. And then in a sense, saying things that you don't mean and being snappy and all that. And it's a trickle effect. So the other day, I felt like everything was just like trying to annoy me. If you've ever had one of those days. Like I woke up, everything was great. I did my 3 things I was grateful for. And I woke up, I was in my comfy bed. I was like, oh, I'm so grateful for my bed, for my pillow, just for my freedom-based lifestyle, for my family. I mean, just little things, my running water, the cool air on a hot Texas day. And so I get up and I go into the kitchen, and it just seemed like, if you're a mom, you'll get this. Everybody's trying to talk to you. Mom, 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 mom. And, right now it's a lot of back to school things. Everybody's getting ready for back to school. Our middle son is actually moving out and getting his apartment. I can't believe it. So now we'll have 2, living on campus at college and 1 at home. So it's just getting everybody ready for school. And there are so many things and but he wants to talk to mom, which I love, but it was just a lot. And there's a lot of forms to be filled out. There's, a schedule change, back to school stuff. And it was one thing after another. And I didn't get time to sit down and do my morning mindset, which, if we talked about on the Mindset Chick podcast, how important it is. It literally sets you up for your day. So if you're allowing everybody else's energy, mom, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. And then, you're responding to your text, your emails, and you're looking at all your to-dos. Then you're putting everybody else's energy and maybe, their frustration, their impatience, and you're picking that up. And especially if you're an empath like me, you're picking that up and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do in so little time. And because recently we went on a trip, I came back and I've had literally 2 pages of to do. So I just felt very overwhelmed from the get-go. And then it was like everything started testing my patience. Oh, I know what else. I woke up this morning. It was like somebody hacked into my Facebook. I had to change my password. And then every time I tried to log into anything on my computer or my phone, it was making me remember my passwords, reset my passwords. I was like, are you kidding me? I went out to the fridge and I tried to grab a drink, but it was a little sideways in the back. I tried to grab it. And when I did grab it, all the other drinks fell on the ground, rolled out the garage. I was chasing drinks, went under my car, just little things like that. And I just thought, what is going on? And I knew, what I need to do? I need to take a deep breath. I need to just kind of laugh about it and not let it get to me. Use this time as a time to be more patient, to say, you know what? This is life. Things like this happen. Get out my pen and paper, start writing down my to-dos. I had 2 pages of to-dos, but start prioritizing them. Okay, this seems overwhelming on paper. So I'm going to write everything down and I'm going to prioritize it from 1 being the most important, then 2, then 3, then 4. What could I put over to the next day? What could I put over until next week? What needs to be done first? And I just started writing everything down, prioritizing it and doing 1 step at a time. And another thing that I've been doing that I really encourage you to do, I've had to work at this, okay, but it's delegate. Delegate. If you have kids, get your kids to help, get your spouse to help, ask for help. Friends can help. If you're an entrepreneur, you have a business, or even not, maybe you have an assistant, don't feel bad asking for help and not feeling like you have to say yes to everything and do everything and be the do all, be all, whatever that person is, whatever you want to name it, but trying to do everything, being a people pleaser. Yes, 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 yes. I don't want to make anybody upset. But, knowing how much is enough that you can take, having healthy boundaries. And if somebody asks you to do something and you feel overwhelmed, to say, you know what, I would love to help you out, but I've really got a lot on my plate right now. What if so-and-so helped you? What if we waited till next week? Could I help you next week? Or something like that, but not feeling bad. I think a lot of people respect people like that. Instead of saying, yeah, that sounds great. And then you're resenting that person for asking you, or you're resenting yourself because you said yes. Okay. So knowing your boundaries, asking for help. My husband, Alex, is so amazing and he's always here to help me. So I just wrote down a list. I wrote down some things that he could help me with. I wrote down some things that I needed to get done. And you know what? I felt so much better. I made this list. I went in my office, shut the doors, put on some really awesome, soothing music, because I feel like music sets the tone, for the energy space that you're in. So I put in some really cool, soothing, upbeat music, high vibe. Always makes me feel really good. And I just came in here and shut the doors. And when the doors are shut, they know mama is busy. Don't come knocking unless there's an emergency. Okay. And I'm in here and I'm just getting step 1, step 2, step 3. I turn my phone on do not disturb. I text back or email back the people that I need to, on my to-do list. And I'm just going through the steps. And guess what? I had 2 pages and it got down to only having like 3 things left. And I felt so much better, so much better. And I was able to take some of those things off and say, is it really necessary to do today? Is it really necessary to do 20 things by the end of the day, right? But I just realized sometimes things happen. Sometimes things, happen where you feel like maybe everybody's out to get you, or everybody's being mean to you, or everybody's trying to annoy you, or you're trying to have a good mindset, but just don't feel like it. Like those days happen. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're not good at having a positive mindset. It doesn't mean you're not good at manifesting. It just means that sometimes that's life. And sometimes, believe it or not, manifesting what we do want, setting that intention to manifest what we do want, can bring us situations that maybe we didn't expect, or maybe that we thought we didn't want. But in the end, it taught us a big lesson. It taught us to have more patience, more empathy, more understanding, more compassion, more love. Maybe it saved us from that accident ahead, stopping at every red light. Maybe there was something that God was trying to prevent from happening. Maybe that person that was driving slow on the road, and we got to that spot a little bit later than we wanted. Maybe we ran into the person that we haven't seen in a long time. We're like, oh, I was just thinking about you. But if you would have not been behind that person that was driving slow, you wouldn't have had that divine timing, right? So it's all in how you look at things, I believe. And I think it's good to get to a point where you can say, okay, there's a lot of stuff happening. What's going on? I'm just going to laugh about it. I'm going to laugh about the fact that all the sodas rolled out of the outdoor garage onto the garage floor, under my car, out in the hot Texas sun, down the driveway. And here I am running and picking them up. And now when somebody opens them, they're going to explode. I got to laugh about it, because what else am I going to do? Be mad for the rest of the day, right? So things like that can just teach us that, there's some days where it feels like everything's just going so smoothly, so wonderfully, so perfect, and so in alignment. And there's other days when maybe you don't feel your best. Maybe you don't feel like talking to everybody. Maybe you don't feel like things are going your way. And to let you know that you're not doing it wrong, you're not a bad person. Sometimes we just need those days because it could be teaching us a very, very important lesson. And just to have those days to learn, and grow from the contrast, from the ups and downs, and to laugh about it. And to not take it so seriously. That's another thing too. Don't take it so seriously. Laugh it off, relax, take a deep breath, go write down your to-do list, prioritize it, and delegate. Get people to help you. Don't try to do it all on your own, thinking like, I could do it all by myself. I don't need any help. I don't need any help. And then burn yourself out and then be resentful to your family maybe your kids, your spouse, your friends. Like, I never have time because I'm always so busy. Delegate, ask for help. There's nothing weak about that. I think it's actually really strong. I used to think it was weak. I've had a whole podcast episode about that before, about thinking that I had to do everything on my own. But, delegating, and it frees up space for you to focus on what you're good at. And you know what? I think a lot of people love to help. When you ask people for help, I think it makes them feel important too. So if you're ever in have one of those days, maybe you're there right now, maybe you've had it in the past, maybe you'll have a day coming up, just remember, take a step back, take a breath, laugh it off if you can, prioritize, and don't take it so seriously. Go do some meditation, go do some prayer, go take a little break, change your state, and come back to it with just like, okay, I'm just going to do as much as I can, and I'm not going to let the little things stress me out. Take it one step at a time. And you can always return to just feeling love. Just put your hand on your heart and say, divine love is doing its perfect work in and through me now. Divine love is doing its perfect work in and through me now. All is well. And take a deep breath. There you go. And just release it. Inhale, peace, vitality, energy. Exhale, what you no longer need. Inhale, peace, vitality, energy, and exhale, what you no longer need. Doesn't that feel good? Felt really good for me too. And there you go. Turning a stressful, irritating, annoying day, feeling frustrated, into a more peaceful, loving one, but just taking some deep breaths and taking this step back. And you can do that anytime, anywhere. And remember, friend, to dream big, follow your heart, and never give up on you, because you're worth it. Thank you for joining me today on the Mindset Chick podcast. I hope this show has you waking up every morning excited about the new manifestations you have created in your life. And if you would honor me with a 5-star review over in iTunes, I will happily enter your name in my Mindset Chick swag giveaway. Make sure you add your name to the review, and I will reach out to you if you're the winner. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. Be sure to visit me at mindsetchick.com for past episodes and more gifts that will help you to manifest your dreams into reality.